different types of power generation. So in that whenever I want to consider different types of power generation, usually the first thing which is coming to picture will be hydroelectric power generation. So that's what we are going to discuss today. So then what do you mean by hydroelectric power generation? As we know that hydro is nothing but a water, so we are going to use a water to generate electricity. So that's why the name is given as hydroelectric power generation. So then how we can use the water to generate electricity? So for that, so first we require is a reservoir, water reservoir, which is at a high altitude. That is the prerequisite to generate the power. So you can see here in this diagram the reservoir which is at high altitude, and we should have a dam so that to control the water flow. And we can classify this power plants depending on the heads, that is the height of the reservoir and the way the turbine is placed. So depending on that, we can classify the power plants as high head power plants, medium head power plants, and the low head power plants. So when the operating head of water exceeds 300 meter, then the plant is said to be high head power plant. If the water head ranges between 60 to 300 meters, it is said to be medium head power plant. If it is less than 60 meter, then it is said to be low head power plant. Then what are the different parts of the hydroelectric power station? So one thing you can observe here, so we will have a dam, the surge tanks, tunnels, valves, penstock, the turbine which is coupled to a generator. So these are all the major parts what we have for the power generation. So dam. So why the dam is required? It contains the river water, so it will have the reservoir so that the water energy will be stored as a stored energy. So when the gates of the dams are opened, that water will be flow through your tunnels, and using the valves we can control the flow of water. So what is the how much water has to be flow through your penstock, so that at the end of the penstock there will be a turbine will be there, so which will have a blades. So when the water flows from the high head with the high pressure through the penstock, it will go and hit the turbine blades. So because of that, the turbine blades it will rotate, which is coupled to a generator. As we know that a generator which will convert a mechanical energy to electrical energy. From that, the energy will be converted from mechanical to electrical energy. That is how the hydroelectric power will work. So let us see the animation of that, how all these things is going to happen. So now you can observe here. So here the reservoir is there and the gate is there near the dam. When it is opened, the water will be flowing through the penstock with a high pressure, and the turbine will be connected here. It's going to the water flowing through that will going to hit the turbine blades. Because of that, the turbine will rotate, which in turn which will be coupled to a generator, which will convert mechanical energy to electrical energy. From the generator, whatever the power is generated, it will be given to a transformer. So for transmission purpose, we are going to step up the voltage and we are going to transmit the power. So this is the generalized picture of the hydroelectric power plants. So usually your hydroelectric power plants uses the water, as we can see here, water to generate electricity, and the plants, these power plants will be placed near the water available sources. The energy available from moving the water depends on the volume of the water which flows through the penstock, which can be controlled by using the valves. The greater the flow and higher the head, the more electricity can be generated. The flow of water and the head, from how many height it is flowing, depending on that the pressure of the water will be more, so that the higher electricity can be generated. If either the flow of water or the head is less, then the power generated will be less. So usually the water from the higher height is passed through the penstock, you can observe here, which is passing through the penstock, and it will be controlled by the valves in the water turbine. The potential energy of the stored at the high altitude will be converted into a kinetic energy. So at the end of the penstock, the turbine will be connected, the propeller of the turbine or the blades will be there, which is turned by the moving water. and because of that it starts to spin the blades, which in turn spins the generator because it is coupled to a generator. The shaft from the turbine goes into a generator which produces the power. So, because of that electricity will be generated. The water will pass through the propeller, through the tail race, again into the dam, so that it can be used for the other purpose like irrigation or for the water purpose. So, this is how the power will be generated from the hydel.